Back in May, the public was invited to Rick's Place in Wilbraham to view a part of history, a flag which flew at ground zero of the World Trade Center attacks a few days after 9/11. Steve Kiltonick has the story.
On May 17th, traffic in Wilbraham was briefly interrupted when a police escort drove down Post Office Park. Their ultimate destination was Rick's Place, an organization which provides support for grieving children and their families. Rick's Place is named after Rick Thorpe, a Wilbraham native and bond trader at the investment banking firm KBW, who died when the Second World Trade Center tower collapsed on 9/11. The escort was for a ceremony featuring the honor flag, which flew at ground zero for nearly a month after the tragedy. The honor flag, not to be confused with the iconic American flag that was raised in the aftermath of 9/11, was on display for the public as a memorial to the victims and first responders who perished that fateful day.
We know that it's important for the community to keep the memory of 9/11 alive, and so we wanted to be a part of that.
The group, Honor and Remember, which recognizes the sacrifices of fallen military heroes and their families, is entrusted as caretakers of the flag. It was brought to Wilbraham via Brian Miller and Jordan Lemieux. The honor flag was donated a couple days after the towers fell by John Sullivan, the owner of a New Jersey flag shop.
He donated this flag to the New York Port Authority police officers for them to hang in their makeshift command center. So when they got the flag, they took and placed it on a chunk of concrete that was still standing in the South Tower area with all the rubble.
The honor flag flew at ground zero until November 2nd, 2001, when it was removed because of possible remains being discovered. It was initially placed at a few sites to honor first responders before being sent overseas in 2003 to Iraq, where it began a journey of 3 different tours with the 4th Infantry Division. After Iraq, the flag also did a tour on the carrier USS Harry S. Truman before returning to the U.S.
It now has gone around to numerous states, locations. It's just basically being out there for the public to see a piece of history.
Placed on top of the flag is a cross chiseled out of marble from the collapsed South Tower.
They actually cut the shape of a cross out to basically show hope and perseverance that we were going to overcome the terrible tragedy that happened on 9/11. And now that cross travels every place that that flag goes.
Also speaking was Erin Blaze, who came with her twin daughters. In 2001, Blaze lost her husband, Scott, a flight engineer at Westover Air Force Base. She has since received support from Rick's Place. Joshua Mullen participated in the flag procession as a firefighter with the Wilbraham FD.
I was surprised at how many people did come out for something like this. I think there's a connection to the history. I think there's a sense of the community support for something like this.
It's a small town, but it's a very close town. And this place, Rick's Place, losing him, it just means a lot.
Very patriotic town, Wilbraham. It was so heartwarming to see the procession come in with the fire trucks and the motorcycles and the EMTs and the police cars.
Mary Anthony Laterra, a retired elementary school teacher from Wilbraham, was able to touch the flag with white gloves.
It's a great honor for it to come here, especially for his family and friends who knew him well. And for those of us who didn't know him, his ties to our community is greatly impacting everybody.
Attendees signed the flag's 5th logbook with their personal comments. The honor flag will tour across the U.S. until November 6, 2026, after which it will make its final appearance at Ground Zero before being officially retired to an as-yet unnamed museum. Miller, a Marine Corps vet who served in the First Gulf War and in Iraq, has been honored to bring the honor flag into the community over the years.
To have this, it's a very honoring, humbling, and it's kind of a way of closing a chapter on it.
For one brief moment, a community gathered to remember a fallen hero and to keep alive the memory of 9/11, courtesy of the honor flag. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonick.
After Rick's Place, the honor flag also appeared in Westfield at a Starfires baseball game and the Barnes Air Show, as well as the Memorial Day Parade for the town of Southwick.